health supplement product, and that's Purtier 7. So is it important in today's era? Is it important to promote health?
Yes.
I'd like to think so, because the World Health Organization, in a recent survey, epidemiological survey in 2022, the number one killer in the world is heart disease. Huwag niyo ako papayayin, nandito ang Riway. Heart disease. And it is followed closely by stroke. But what you will also notice in the survey is that a lot are respiratory based. You know, there is the problem with lower respiratory infections, COPD, lung cancer, tuberculosis, not mentioning epidemics like influenza and COVID. Therefore, you have to take care of your respiratory system as well. Do not smoke. So the World Health tried to find out why. And they found out that the aging population is advancing very, very fast. And the countries are struggling to cope with terminal chronic diseases like this. This is what we mean by a bottleneck crisis. Medical fields do not have any cure for these known diseases. They only have maintenance, medication that will manage the symptoms to a point until your body start rejecting the effect, and you will have to do polydrug therapy, increase dosage or change brand for the medicine to be more effective prior to it being too aggressive and severe. Following? So also exposure to pollution, stress, and wrong diets may be a factor. Now, a lot of people are wondering what stem cell actually is. In very, very simple term, your stem cell is the byproduct of a sperm and an ovum. When this fuse, you will have the first building block of every organ that is in your body. So you and me is made up of stem cell. If anything is damaged, we usually use stem cell from the bone marrow, if you are an adult, to repair damaged tissues. But when it is newly created, the most perfect form of stem cell is from the placenta or from the umbilical cord. Now, it's not only me who's saying that stem cell is good, because there are a lot of medical journals, scientific literature, magazine, medical practitioners, even scientists who believe that stem cell could be the greatest revolution of medicine. They could possibly help with diabetes, cancer, Alzheimer, and so on. So you will always have an option. You will always have an option. It will only depend on your budget, time, resources, and connection. If you have all the money in the world and time, you can go for advanced placenta injection and regenerative health in developed countries like Germany or Switzerland, New Zealand, or even Singapore. But if it's rather urgent, there are many 5-star hospitals like Medical City. The entire second floor is dedicated to stem cell therapy. So they inject stem cell directly at the point of trauma to help repair, regenerate, and fight inflammation and infection as well. Now, if you are pregnant, you have an option to put your stem cell from the umbilical cord and from the placenta in a bank which has an expiry of 20 years. The irony is, most terminal diseases manifest clinically signs and symptoms at the age of 25, when your stem cell production is down to about 70 to 80%. Your body is no longer producing stem cell. That's why they come out. No? So this only have an expiry of 20 years. You might not be able to use it. Now, adult stem cell is when you take stem cell from a person and you centrifuge it and put it back, it's supposed to regenerate. But it's invasive and it's costly as well. So is there any convenient, affordable, and effective way? I'd like to think so, because right now, Alpha Laboratory from New Zealand has perfected the technology to create capsulized form of stem cell that can remain alive for 3 to 4 years using freeze drying or cryogenics. And they were also able to maintain 99% of the biological activity from the sources inside the capsule, so it will be more effective. And to make sure that the Purtier remains quality, it's not deteriorated or rancid, we filled it with nitrogen, and then to protect it from the acidity of the stomach, so that it will only be absorbed at its most potent and highest efficacy in the small intestine, we coated it with enteric. And we made sure we use nanotechnology to make it smaller so the body can absorb it better. Similar to how intravenous work, and BioSoft gel technology, so it's more absorptive. So I now present to you our Purtier 7. Let's give it a big, big, big hand of applause. Now, our Purtier is taken from the placenta of the deer and from the blood supply of the antler of the deer. Any questions about compatibility? You should not worry, because stem cells are building block. When you consume it or when it's injected, it's supposed to imprint its genetic programming in your body, so it will be recognized. So it will not be rejected, similar to how specialized organ work. So we've been in the market for almost 17 years, from its conception in 2008 up until 2024. We have perfected the technology, and we've also added 5 patented technology. Now, what do we mean by patents? Patents are trademarks. Trademark means exclusivity. So Riway has patent for Cervicenta. These are the stem cell or live cell or nutrients that are extracted from the placenta of the deer. They are multipotent, meaning they are very good at transforming into many different type of tissue. Belvicenta are the live cell that are extracted from the antler, from the tip of the antler. They are very good for repair and regeneration. Ginseng are very good anti-tumor, and also they're very good anti-inflammatory agents. And Axertone could literally reverse aging by shutting down a gene called sirtuin-1, which is the cause of aging for most people. Lastly, we have nucleoclavin, which is very good anti-inflammatories as well. So why do I keep saying inflammation? Because a leading immunologist and a life cell expert, Dr. Victor Chen, said that the root cause of almost all known chronic terminal diseases are due to untreated inflammation in the body. Okay? Now, why do we need a very good supplement to maintain our health, to preserve the quality of life? Because all this is needed for you to be healthy. No? Now, Purtier is 1 capsule. What's the color? Red. No, it's colored red. Is it gel type? Is it fluid inside? Yeah, so you be careful when you're handling it. Now, apart from the 5 patented formula, there are other nutritional complex with medicinal properties that help your body as well. So, fukoidan or brown seaweed is actually massively imported in 5-star, 6-star hospitals like Gleneagles in Brunei for its anti-cancer properties. Apple extract like polyphenols are anti-glycemic. They lower down insulin and, they lower down sugar. acting like insulin and metformin. Tomato extract has collagen and vitamin E. It's good for the bones, marine collagen and cartilage. Evening primrose is good for hormonal imbalances as well as your blood circulation. And squalene and avocado combined are very good fatty acid that could melt cholesterol blockages in blood vessels. Borage oil are very good painkillers as well as anti-inflammatory, acting like vitamin B complex for peripheral nerves. And aloe vera extract are good nutritional complexes as well. So all that in one capsule. So if you will consider the cost, it's actually very, very reasonable. No? So before I proceed, I would like to show you a video. Who likes videos? No, to keep you awake. I will show you a video of the top leaders meeting that was held in Auckland, New Zealand, where Purtier is actually manufactured. So in the video, you can see our manufacturing plant, the head office of Alpha Laboratory. You might even see the deer farms, and the beautiful landscape of New Zealand. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
Your own top leaders meeting.
Yes.
Yes? Do you want it to be in New Zealand as well?
Yes.
Then I believe it was discussed yesterday on the way to the Leaders Recognition Night that in the upcoming months, October, November, December, hitting Pavo and above, all free flight and hotel to Team Eric top leaders meeting in New Zealand. Let's give him a big hand.
Wow.
Okay, so this is a survey that was made of all the leading causes of death. Meaning, you combine terrorism, natural disaster, war, suicide. The number one killer, undefeated, and still remain to be heart disease. So you have to be careful of your heart. I just lost a very close family just 2 weeks ago to stroke. Now, very quickly, if I may share to you my journey in taking Purtier. Who likes here testimonials? Quantified by data. So 5 minutes. A few years ago, I suffered a very, very bad headache. And when they sent me for an MRI, they found out that I had a hemorrhage. My entire right posterior communicating artery blew up. This is the circle of Willis, the blood supply of your brain. So it was no wonder that I was always bleeding. But when I started taking Purtier, up until now, there are no more recurrences of headaches or hemorrhage or of bleeding. So you will know that one way or another, there was one form of healing. Tama?
Yes.
Anybody heard of PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome? So this is your ovary, these are the cysts. When I started taking Purtier, it all disappeared and was cleared without any intervention, surgery or steroids or hormonal therapy. None of those, just Purtier, it cleared. Similarly, when I've experienced cysts in my breast, it also disappeared just like that. And every time I do my laboratories, there will always be progressive improvement in it. Lastly, I know that there's some form of repair and regeneration happening in my body because when they compared my healing, my clotting, or my regenerating time with normal people, I heal a lot faster by 10 seconds. So believe in the power of Purtier. It could help everyone. We do not know to what extent. We do not promise any absolute cure, but I'm sure it can help you to a point. Palakpakan naman natin. Alright.